Well, I'm seeing other people, we're still technically married, which would count as an affair, but it's like you doing you and I'm doing me, so what?
The sort of hilarious part, when like that, when she's talking about you doing me, and then all of a sudden, somebody gets this bright idea and say, well, let's try to work this out. Now, I want you to think about all of that has happened.
Right.
And all of a sudden now you want to try to work that out. You know, that's, to me, that's the equivalent of jumping in front of a bullet saying you about to stop it.
Why do you say that?
Because you've created even 10 times worse a situation than you had. You know, you might have had disagreements before. You might not have liked the fact that, you know, my shoes are left somewhere or something like that. You can come back from stuff like that. When you start involving what my wife called the third party, when you start involving that person and you don't know how to control that, you know what I'm saying? Because you trying to work stuff out, but y'all try to go step out somewhere, and that third party person, I don't think I'm ready to let go.
So what do you think it was that you felt like you needed third parties? Kev?
Me?
Yeah.
Stupid. You know,
feel like you got married at a young age and you didn't really...
Oh, absolutely. I mean, I was totally unprepared. This should have been the only marriage that I should have had at the age that I did, because I was too immature. And we talk about this often because I was in the military and the traveling. And I told her,
military dudes.
I would have jacked this thing all the way up. I would have messed it up all the way live. I would have, like the kids, you say all the way live. I would have messed it up because all I thought about was me. You know what I'm saying? All I wanted to do was satisfy whatever I felt like I needed to satisfy, and that was created by the fellas. It wasn't even so much my parents or grandparents, that type of thing. It was who I allowed to, you know, get into my spirit. You know, we talk about it all the time. You're the sum of the 5 people closest to you. And so that crew.
Oh my God, yeah.
I'm sorry.
Cute little boomerang thing. Just you have to try it. It's something silly. I'm just social media.
Hi, Raquel.
Hey, Raquel.
Where's Raquel?
Raquel, you gotta put your phone on.
I do.
Hey, Raquel.
Is your phone up?
Is mine up? It is, but I'll turn it. It's not anymore. Good evening, everybody. Thank you so much for tuning in.
Yes.
I feel like I hate to say. I won't say this on camera.
Hi, Auntie.
Hey, Darren.
You're faithful, that's for sure.
Is that our West Coast Auntie?
That is West Coast
Listen,
Auntie.
Auntie, thank you so much for tuning in.
Yes, we appreciate you, Auntie.
Auntie is here with us every week.
She is.
Auntie
on all
needs
the
to
shows.
call in and do a guest episode.
She might need to.
I feel like we need to do some sort of
Sierra
special.
Blessed in the house.
Hey, Sierra.
Hey, Sierra.
What's up, girl? Cinnamon, put your phone on the thing.
I'm trying to get to the how do you do it?
You just clamp it. That's a way you could do it.
Yes.
Hey, from CA. Okay. Thank y'all so much for joining us.
Thank you, guys. Remember to share, and turn on the notifications so that you'll know when we go
is in the building.
live. Say what?
Okay, Braylon.
Braylon, what's up?
To come to an end, cease to happen. Denoting one or more people or things already mentioned or assumed. Silence. Complete absence of sound. Stop. The silence.
Hello, everyone. We're always stopping the silence here at Stop the Silence. I am Ebony Dixon, your host of Baby Jumper.
And I'm Tamika Sims, the Ink Pen Diva, also known as the resident comedian.
Oh.
No?
I'd never heard that one before.
I know. I just slid that right on in.
You just slid that in?
Okay. It felt good.
It did it?
Right there in that moment.
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
I don't know
I make
about
you
that.
laugh.
Well, you definitely do that. I have no qualms with that.
So we got amazing guests.
We do.
I'm so excited.
Powerhouse mother-daughter team.
I love it.
We have Miss Cinnamon Morant and Miss Madison Morant in the house. How are y'all doing tonight?
We are great. How are you?
We're doing wonderful.
Wonderful.
I just love how mature you talk. You're just
I
like,
know,
I am
right?
great.
That bold confidence.
You know?
I love to see that.
You
in a
better
little
be
girl.
confident.
Early
That's what I'm talking
on.
about.
That
That's
is so
right.
important.
Don't ever lose that.
Don't ever
Seriously.
lose it.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. So this is awesome. The two of you are authors, and that is just like, that is so amazing to me. How I don't want to spoil it. So we just want you to tell us a little bit about yourselves and how all of that came about.
Well, I started writing as a teenager as a way of expressing myself.
Mm-hmm.
I was an introvert, so I didn't really communicate verbally a lot. So I expressed myself mostly through writing.
Okay.
I would write letters to God, or I needed to communicate something I felt, I would write it.
All right.
So that's where it started.
Okay.
Having a trying teenage years growing up, I wanted to use what I've learned to build myself to help others.
Mm-hmm.
So I decided to put it in writing form because that was a gift that I learned.
Mm-hmm.
And so to begin to help others overcome where I came from.
That's beautiful.
That's awesome.
That's beautiful.
And then to pass that down to your daughter,
Right.
creating that environment for
Absolutely.
her is just absolutely amazing.
Yes.
Maddie. I'm sorry. Can I call you Maddie?
I was going to say that.
Well, when I was in first grade, I started writing books. So I would write them and I
First
would
grade.
illustrate them, and I would staple them together. So my mom said, the next book you write, I'll get it published for you. Thus, I wrote Want to Make History.
Awesome.
So you draw as well. You said you illustrated. Well,
She's talking about barely.
right. You got the point across.
First grade illustration, so you know.
Listen, it was
That
telling the
still
story.
works for children's books.
Yep.
Oh
I
wow.
love it. And I love how strong her voice is.
I know. She's like,
just-
I know what I want to say, and I'm going to say it, and you're going to
Exactly.
understand exactly what I'm saying.
I love it. Oh my gosh. I love it. I love it.
That's
I love
wonderful.
It. Yeah.
So I was reading in your bio that you have written 3 books.
I have.
What are your 3 books about?
Well, my first 2 were about voting.
Okay,
Yes.
young
You
lady.
gotta be involved.
At that time, President Obama was running for president, and I used to come home and see my mom with the stickers when she voted.
Mm-hmm.
So that's what the first 2 were about, and yeah. And my last book is Want to Make History.
Okay.
It's about how I was running for president
Oh, you better run for president.
Listen, I'm all for it. I'm here
Where were you
for it.
running for president at?
at Bradley Elementary.
Okay.
That's awesome. So you enjoy history, political science, politics.
Yes, ma'am.
That's awesome.
That's awesome.
So do you see a career for yourself? Future House of Representatives, Congresswoman?
Not really.
Not really. But definitely interested in learning more about it.
Yes,
I
ma'am.
love it.
That's great.
Yeah.
I need that type of interest.
Well, she's 11.
Well, I'm 40. I'm just saying. Anyways.
You're 11 plus.
Yeah.
You
what-
still can do it, boo.
I'm, since being around all of the wonderful people I've been around, it's made
Uh-huh.
me want to tap in and,
Tap in,
research
girl.
things a little bit more. So I think it's very important about, the people that you surround yourself with, the
Absolutely.
things that you're going to do and where you're going. How do you feel about that, Madison? Do you surround yourself around people who have big goals?
Yes, ma'am. All my friends, they have big dreams and careers. My mom definitely is a writer, so she has a big goal that she wants to accomplish. So
Right.
Mhm.
That's cool.
So what's it like, Cinnamon, watching your daughter, seeing this gift in her early on, which I would imagine was about the same time that you started as a young girl. So what's that like for you now to see it kind of come full circle?
It's a really, really awesome experience because at her age, I was kind of lost. I didn't know who I was, and I was in a destructive state.
Mm-hmm.
And so when I had her, I would pray and constantly speak over her even before she was birthed.
Mm-hmm.
So I wanted to know what her goals and what her strengths and everything was at an early age, so she would have a head start and not have to struggle.
Gotcha.
So what I did was I would always watch her to see what her interests were.
That is,
I
I
would
love
see
that.
her dancing around the house, so I realized, okay, she likes dance. So, okay, God, give me what it takes. Give me the finances or give me the connections I need to get her into dance classes because I'm a single parent.
Mm-hmm.
So I would always pray for favor in the areas where I didn't have. So that's how, with her, when I see her gifts, I try to connect her to the source in order to cultivate them.
Awesome. Hey, Miss Martha.
Hey, Mom.
AC, what do you mean that's new, that I'm the resident comedian? Because I feel like you're coming for me. Hey, Rashonda. Sierra says she tried to get you to rap. That's what she just said on the video.
Don't look surprised. You know she tried to get you to rap.
That's awesome. Hey, everybody. Thank you so much for tuning in.
Wow. I want you
so
to.
exciting.
I love that because I'm always like, when I see those videos on Facebook where they have a little baby being a DJ or playing the drums or drawing, I just I'm like,
Yeah.
they're showing you what their interest is, what their gift is, what their talent is, and you have to cultivate it. Just like you said, you watched her. This like really hits me deep. I don't know. I don't have kids, but I just like that hits me deep because I think that if we start directing them at an early age in the things that they're powerful in, oh my gosh, it will change their mindsets. It'll change their future.
Right.
And I just think that more parents should do that.
And I like that she let her be and grow into her own.
And she didn't try to make her.
Exactly.
Right.
She didn't try to make her dance. She wanted to see it first if that was
Right.
an interest,
Right.
you know. And sometimes parents, we tend to want to force our children to do what we want them to do. But I think in these days and times, it's just important to kind of let them be and
Right.
see what they like.
Right.
You know what I'm
Right.
saying? Because
Right.
then they'll give themselves more to it, and
They'll enjoy it.
Yeah.
And they won't feel pressure and stress to try to make
it's
mom
fun.
or dad proud or, you know, because mom and dad trying to live out something that they didn't do in their own children.
exactly,
Right.
exactly, yeah.
Oh, man, that's good.
That is good.
Yeah, she loves what she does. So,
Mm-hmm.
and I enjoy watching her love what she does, and she loves academics as well. So,
That's good.
with me, I went to an alternative school, so to watch her,
Listen, honey.
it's another generation. And my book is called Generational Overcomers.
Right.
So my whole mandate is to make sure the generations that come from me are better than what I was.
That's right.
I want to come back in with that.
Okay.
Like how you were talking about you were praying for favor, and then I want you to go into the generational overcomers. That's wonderful.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, I'm excited. I'm just trying to contain myself.
Are you? You're not doing a good job.
I'm not? I thought I was. I'm holding the notebook. That's not good.
Yes, that is great. That's
Okay.
great. You know, little motor skill.
Motor skill.
Maybe I need a fidget spinner. Is that what I need?
Oh my God.
You know what? I don't.
Thank you guys for this laugh. You have no idea.
Listen, joy
Yes.
spilleth over.
Spilleth over. My
Sprinkle it.
cup runneth over. Ooh.
We're back.
Yes.
And that was Friends by Trent Shelton.
Yes. So in the last segment, we left off when you were talking about how you watched your daughter to see the things that she liked, which I think is so amazing because I think a lot of parents try to just pressure their kids into doing stuff or doing stuff that they did when they were young.
Right.
And you were just talking about how you were praying for favor over her. Could you speak a little bit more on that?
Absolutely. I'm a single parent, so it was huge for me to. There's a lot of fear about what the outcome could possibly be when you're raising your kids by yourselves.
Yeah.
And I was in a marriage, and it was a part of a generational thing that I went into. But with my daughter, when I became pregnant, I began to speak life over her, that she would know who she was early on. And so now with her, I would pray and ask God to show me her gifts, talents, and abilities early on. So as she began to demonstrate those gifts like dancing and her academics, I began to ask for favor. God, give me favor or give me the finances so I can connect her to a group or some type of organization or a dance group or whatever in order to cultivate the gift.
Right.
And not only that, give me the job hours I needed. It was a whole, it's a whole
You
picture
better
have to look
make
at.
the vision plain.
Right.
You have to.
Yeah.
You have
Because I'm a police officer, so I can
Right.
easily be out there on 12-hour shifts.
Right.
So
right.
for all these years, I've made sure I went into the schools, so I have day hours. So whatever I need to do with her after hours,
Right.
I can connect, I can be there, I can, make sure I'm there in her life.
Right.
So
That's
I pray
beautiful.
for favor, and when I see her gifts, I connect her and cultivate the gifts.
That's what's up.
Awesome.
Now you went into your book, which is Generational Overcomers.
Yes.
No More Silence.
Absolutely.
Could you speak a little bit about that?
Generational Overcomers, No More Silence. The first book was published 2 years ago, and it originated from my life growing up in a lot of generational issues, from incest in the family, being molested by family members. Divorce was huge, a lot of arguing, poverty, just a lot just going on where it wasn't really giving me direction, fatherlessness. And so I became very destructive after the molestation. I was an AB student, so I started acting out.
All right.
And grades falling, getting kicked out of school. We ended up in alternative school. So started working at a maximum security male prison at 19. And an inmate there used to minister to me.
Wow.
So I became a Christian
That's why you can't
from an
put
inmate.
nobody out. Like you
Yeah,
can't.
never.
And he
Can't
murdered
judge
his
a book
wife.
by a cover.
Wow.
He was a murderer. He literally killed his wife. So he began to minister to me, and I gave my life to Christ, but that was just the beginning because I
Right.
was so dysfunctional
Mhm.
in my thoughts.
Mhm.
So God has taken me on this journey of being restored in my thoughts, in my emotions, and everything. So that's where Generational Overcomers was birthed. And now I tried to put it in writing form to help others. My first one was a faith-based book. My second one is a workbook of 12 lessons
Okay.
where parents can sit down, adults can sit down
That's good stuff.
individually and work through the lessons.
That's good stuff.
And I think the beautiful thing about books like yours are the transformational aspect that it has to it, where you can take the lessons that you learned in your life and you can share them with others, especially of those things that are so personal that we tend to keep hush in Black
Right.
families.
Yes.
You know what I mean?
Yes.
So I think the fact that you have the boldness and the courage to tell your story really, in its own way, breaks a generational curse by not
Absolutely.
continuing to remain silent.
Yeah.
Absolutely. And it takes courage to step away from your normal because I had to step away from my family and it was uncomfortable. So I was out there by myself for years making bad decisions because I was trying to find my way.
Right.
I knew the way I was taught was wrong. So I was out there making a lot of bad decisions based on my dysfunctional thought
Right,
pattern
right,
that I
right.
Yeah.
learned. So it takes
So
a
you
lot
were-
of courage, and you have to, if you want to change, you're going to have to put the work in.
Right.
Absolutely.
And you were doing the best you could with the information that you had.
Right.
Right.
Right. Right. Right.
Right.
Yes.
But it's awesome that you made such a transformation writing the book, and then that you're a police officer, but you had a troubled, youth. Like that's awesome.
Absolutely.
And I mean, people just got to know that you can transform into whatever you need to
Yeah.
be. You can be better than what your circumstances are. I mean, like
Absolutely.
that is just the point blank. And you have to make a decision
It's your choice.
for yourself.
It's your
Yeah.
choice. Your
Yeah.
choices are either going to give you power or they're going to take your power.
Mhm.
And you have to make that decision. You can't be a victim all your life saying, well,
Right.
just because that person did this and did that, you have to make that choice, to seek out the answers. I read books, I barely made it through high school.
Right.
So I had to read dictionaries and thesauruses in order to just speak a correct sentence, like a complete sentence.
Wow.
Yeah.
Because I was so used to shutting down and just speaking slang and hanging with the
Right.
wrong crowd
Yeah.
that I was not equipped.
Right.
So you have to put in the work to whatever you need. I mean, whatever you need.
That's
I love
it.
I love it. I love it.
That's it. So what have you, I mean, just listening to your mom's testimony and everything that she's gone through and just where she is now, what have you learned from watching her life?
I have really learned that I cannot give up on life because
I know that's right.
you can't let
I think I
anything
feel a
stop you.
tear coming.
You can't let anything stop you because if you do, then it's going to push you back in life. You can't
right.
you can't get anything done. You can't accomplish anything.
Girl, I just want to hug you.
I feel
just
like we
love it.
will when the segment is over. We're gonna get
But I
up and give
love
her a
it.
big hug.
I'm
That's amazing.
serious.
That's
Like,
amazing.
I'm telling you, man. All of these jewels, these nuggets you have at this age,
Yeah.
guard it with your life.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Guard it with your life because things come to steal, kill, and destroy.
They do. Girl, listen.
And you need to
Yes.
guard that.
Yes.
Yeah. Man.
So I'm gonna get into my tips.
Yes, give me, I'm always looking for your tips.
Oh, thank you. And then we're going to get back into this very amazing conversation. So we'll keep this quick. All right. So tonight we are talking the difference between whether and rather. Right?
Okay.
Whether and rather. Because oftentimes people get the two confused, and it's probably because of how we talk. When we talk, it just kind of comes out.
Right.
The words kind of sound the same, but they don't
Right.
mean, So let's give the definition of the two. So whether, WHETHER, means which one of the two. We did not know whether it was red or blue, or whether to use the front or back door. So that's whether. Rather, RATHER, means with better reason or more propriety, or more readily or willingly. I'd rather not go, or I would rather read, in my case, than watch television. Right? I would rather read than watch television. So their whether means which one of the two. I didn't know whether it was red or blue, black or white, whether to use the front door or the back door, whatever. Or rather, which means more readily or willingly. I'd rather not go. I would rather would rather read than watch television, etc. So it sounds the same. It's a homophone. So it sounds the same when we speak it.
Okay. What's a homophone?
Words that sound the same but have two different meanings.
Homophone. Okay.
Homophone. So sound the same but has two different meanings. So whether and rather. Whether and rather. Words, they sound the same, have two different meanings. So make sure that when you're writing or when you're speaking, you're using them in the proper context.
Okay.
And that's this week's writing tips. Whether versus rather.
That's good stuff.
And homophone, I slipped that one in the
Yes,
break.
you did, and I had to ask because somebody was like, "Now, what that mean?" Because I didn't know either. Y'all, homophone sounds the same but has two different meanings.
Different meaning.
You like that?
I do. See how
It's
I
like
just kind of caught it.
accept. You
Right.
see what I'm saying?
Okay, I got
Uh-huh.
you. I got
That's
you.
right.
boo.
That's why I'm the ink pen diva.
That is
I'm
why.
That is why.
Just kidding.
No, you're not.
So, do you guys ever do any speaking together? Have you shared the stage at all?
We've never shared
That is gonna be awesome. I need to know when y'all do that because I see your wheels turning over there.
Right.
Yeah.
You gotta.
I
Like,
need
this
to
is
know.
your first interview together.
It is.
Right.
So this has to lead to some speaking opportunities
Oh my
together.
gosh,
Absolutely.
So y'all need to book them.
Yes, absolutely.
that would be so powerful.
Oh
See
yeah.
that?
Yeah.
I don't know. Yeah,
Yeah.
I
That's
received that.
that's that sprinkling.
Yeah,
See, it's just all over.
it is.
That would be powerful.
That would be
Yeah.
I'm
powerful.
serious. When y'all
Oh,
do
yeah.
that, when
Yes.
y'all do that, let us know.
Please
We've
do.
done mentoring together. We actually had a mentoring program we did together at the elementary level
Okay.
last year. So we've done that together, but actual speaking, we haven't done that.
Time for it.
That's
Yep.
cool.
It's time for it.
Wow.
Because think about the other mothers and daughters that you guys can
Right.
inspire. You know what I'm saying? Because you have the same
Right.
gifting.
Wow.
Right.
You have the same creative gifting. So you can take that and sit. I mean, I'm just trying to put this thing together.
Right.
So you
No,
can
no,
Put it together. Put it together.
So you can sit down in a room with other mothers and daughters who also want to be
Absolutely.
writers or whatever the case may be. And
Yes.
talk about what that process is like, because I would imagine that you two have two different creative styles, right?
Right.
So you're helping her from your experience, but she has her own voice,
She has her own
and
voice.
making sure that she doesn't lose her voice in yours.
Absolutely.
You know, that's
Right.
special and that's significant, and I think it's to be celebrated and shared.
Absolutely. And
Yeah.
relationship building.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Said, yeah.
And I think that a lot of maybe single parents or parents period don't really know how to interact with their kids. So they do the movies and the games, but
Yeah.
write a book together,
Yeah.
go for a
Yes.
walk, ride bikes, have a
Yes.
water balloon fight. I mean, just do things out of the ordinary
Yes.
because
Absolutely.
you would learn so much more about each other. I think in that sense.
And it's building, like you said, relationship
It's
building.
building
Right.
relationships.
Yeah.
It's us sitting down and saying, we're not mom and daughter in this moment.
Right.
Maybe we're just two authors in this moment.
Hmm.
Maybe we're just here connecting and writing
dropped
in
my
this
pen, I
moment.
just dropped it.
That's right.
You know what I'm
Right.
saying? Like maybe we're who we're supposed to be in this
Right.
moment, and let's creatively connect on a deeper level and work together.
And it
Girl.
takes working. It takes, and that's what generational overcomers, the whole focus
Mhm.
Mm-hmm.
of, is rebuilding individuals and healthy families.
Right.
And a big issue with society ills, especially me as law enforcement, what I've seen is the broken relationships.
Mm-hmm.
So that's
Yeah.
my main focus, is to rebuild people's own self-confidence and identity,
Mhm.
and rebuilding families,
Yeah.
healthy
Wow.
families.
So, what has been your writing process, Madison? Like, do you go outside and sit under the tree, or do you get under the sheets at night with a flashlight? I mean, what is your writing process?
Well, I just stop and I'm I say I'm going to write 2 months ago, then I don't write. So I'll just stop and I'll be like, okay, let me write.
Mm-hmm.
Then I'll just write out a whole book in 30 minutes.
Okay, you better write out. Just get books out there like that.
I love it.
That's
I love
great.
it.
She
That's
does.
great.
She's written her second one already, so I just have to get
Okay.
it illustrated for her.
Okay.
Yeah.
So, and you want to tell them the title of your second book?
Well, my second book is entitled Bullies Can't Stop Me.
Second published book.
No, they can't.
Second published book.
Yes.
Oh, so okay. I was about to ask because I know you did 3, but you have what? So you have 1 published and 1 is going to be published. So that means 4.
Yes, ma'am.
Bullies can't stop me.
They can't.
Please expound on that.
Well, see, I've gone to school, so as an elementary schooler, I see a lot of bullying.
Mhm.
And I see sometimes nothing can be done about it. So in the book, in my book, Bullies Can't Stop Me, I kind of describe how to deal with bullying,
Mm,
Okay.
different ways to deal with bullying,
Mhm.
basically.
that's
That's
good.
awesome.
I wish I had that when I was younger.
I know.
I got bullied
See, that
a lot.
kind of book needs to be in schools.
Yes. And That's what we
in libraries, in
Absolutely.
University.
That could definitely be a teaching curriculum. You might need to do a workbook with that.
Is a traveling
For real.
like speaking tour.
Yeah, it is.
Sort of.
Because there's a lot of bullying, especially like cyberbullying going on.
Yes.
Where, there's a lot. The suicide rate with teenagers is very high
And
because of
smaller
that.
kids.
Yes.
We had an increase of smaller kids,
Wow.
8-year-olds and different people. They're
Honey.
committing suicide over bullying.
That's horrible.
it
And
is.
Kids can be cruel anyway. Just
Yeah.
but that. Yeah, if it gets to the point to where a young child wants to end their lives, then
It's too
my
much.
gosh, we got to open our eyes or something.
Yeah, and it's all about prevention at this point.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
You know. Phew. We're gonna go on into this next song. I'm having flashbacks.
You are? Oh my God.
Thank you guys so much for watching. Hey,
Yes,
Ebony.
thank
Hey,
you so
Robin. Hey, Snoop. Hey, Levon. I think that's everybody that I saw recently.
Yeah, I was. My dad was in the army, so we moved around a lot. So I was always the new girl,
Always.
and I always got tried.
Yeah, and she did too when she was running for president.
Wow.
We came in from Orangeburg in October, and she immediately wanted to run for office at the school. No one knew her, so she had a different reactions from people, even adults. So I had to really
That's crazy.
encourage her a lot and keep her confidence built up. And so we put together a campaign and everything, and she wanted 2 terms of it.
Oh wow.
So-
You ain't gonna
That's
have
that
no
bold
political
voice,
career, huh?
So she said, I'm sitting here like,
Okay, you ain't getting nothing but some brackets in right now.
Right now.
you win 2 campaigns in a completely new environment?
Right.
Yeah. That's a little something special on the inside of you, girl.
I'm just saying with my eyes.
So the same with my eye.
Wow.
Yeah, this is so awesome.
So do you want to just continue like writing books? Is that something that you just have a passion for?
I do. I want to continue writing books. I want to write many, many books in the future.
Yes, honey.
And as I grow, I want to kind of target different age groups.
Okay. That's good.
I love how she says what she has to say, and that's it.
Like, I'm done.
You know, right?
She's matter of fact with her work,
Right.
and I love it.
Yeah.
Oh, gosh.
Some of us just don't know how to do that.
Some of us don't.
I have my moments.
What are your moments, honey? What are those moments?
Those moments where I just don't know how to do that.
Right. It's so funny.
Oh wow, this is good.
That's awesome. Oh, Lordy.
I want y'all, when we come back, I want y'all to tell people how they can get in touch with me. I want you to quickly touch on all these things. We needed more than 30 minutes with y'all because y'all got a lot going on. Y'all do a lot. That's wonderful, though. You're making a difference. You're not just talking about it. You're being about it.
Exactly.
That's what's up.
Yes, Sierra, ramble and
Babble,
not babble.
ramble, whatever. 2 things. I like what you're doing, but second, related to bullying in the face of cyberbullying, are you exploring that in your book or maybe as a follow-on project?
Follow-up project is probably what he means. Yep. All right, you heard it from the author herself. That is definitely in her book. That's awesome.
That's my cousin, by the way.
Mr. Cook?
That's California auntie's son.
Auntie's son? That's nephew? I mean, cousin.
Cousin?
That's
Yeah,
cousin?
that's my cousin.
That's cousin.
Hey, cousin.
Hey, cousin. We need to bring all the West Coast love.
Right.
I got to make my way to California one day, like in the next year. That's on my list.
Sarah says she babbles.
She rambles.
She rambles?
Yes, because we had to change her word, honey.
Oh.
She rambles. She doesn't. Babies babble.
Babble, right.
Adults ramble.
Okay, you better have the definition of babble and ramble.
Ain't Pendy.
Listen,
I'm a word person.
y'all better look up stuff before y'all leave the comments.
I'm sitting here like,
That's not right. Did you text her secretly to change it?
I did it.
Oh,
She did it herself.
Okay.
that's right, Sierra.
Thank you guys for having us on. Too.
Listen, thank you for
Thank you.
coming.
It's fun.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah.
This is awesome. When she said that to me, I was like, yes.
Yep.
Mr. Cook, anyways.
Mr. Cook is
Anyways.
that Mr. is capital
And
so bold.
Tamika has helped
Ain't
me
it?
a whole lot too.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah, she's
And excuse me, please.
helpful.
Thank you. That was Jesus is Forever by Pastor Isaac Wimberly. And you were saying, yes, you're very welcome.
Yes, you have helped me a lot. I've watched you, and
you.
anytime I've asked you any questions, you've given me feedback. So I've jumped on
honey,
it.
I appreciate that.
I did apply
Thank
whatever you told me.
Mm.
Yeah.
Doesn't that make you feel proud when the students listen?
Honey, listen, I love it.
Yeah.
I love it. I appreciate you. I really do. And thank you so much for that.
Man.
I try to be helpful. I mean, that's what it's all about, serving.
Yeah, you do. You are. You really are.
Thank you, sugar.
I'm not just saying it because I love you.
You are?
I said I'm not just saying
I mean,
that
maybe
because.
a little bit.
Anyways, Cinnamon, Madison, how can people get in touch with you all and even purchase your books?
Well, they can get in touch with me and my mom on generationalovercomers.com
Okay.
to book speaking engagements, and they can also purchase our book.
Did y'all hear that?
To book speaking,
To book
engagements.
Yes.
She's like, what? I just said what I was supposed to say.
They can also purchase our books on Amazon.com.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Are they also on your website? Okay.
Yes.
Cool.
Any book signings coming up?
Well, we have to schedule her. We're going to schedule her 2 book signings, one in Orangeburg because we're originally from there, and one here.
Okay.
So that's in the making.
Definitely keep us posted.
But she's traveling now. She has an engagement Saturday where she's setting up a table. So we're kind of getting her out there.
Do it, Madison, girl. I'm so proud of you.
I
For
love it.
real.
That's amazing.
Social media. How can people get in touch with you all on social media?
They can author Cinnamon Morant or my personal page Cinnamon Morant. Either one.
Okay. And spell cinnamon for them because they're probably trying to
Figure it out. It's
Yeah.
CYNNAMON.
Okay.
I'm
Last
thinking
name
like
Morant.
cinnamon spice.
Right.
The Y instead of the I.
Right.
Yes.
Like, I can't find her.
Yeah.
Madison, are you on social media?
I am not.
Okay. I ain't mad at that. I ain't mad at that at all.
At all.
Yeah.
So I just want to, before we run out of time, you two are like doing a lot.
Amazing. Yeah.
I mean, we didn't have enough time, y'all, to really get into everything. You're an author, Miss Cinnamon. You're a community activist. You have something called Rebuilding Broken Walls.
Mhm.
What is that all about?
That's a nonprofit that I started in order to give back. When I was assigned to Orangeburg as a police officer, I was inside of a high school and I saw the needs of the kids there.
Right.
So I started creating programs like mentoring programs, doing community events in order to promote family unity, things for single parents where we had a night where we empowered them and give them information, got their nails done and things like that. So it's just a nonprofit in order to give back.
So when they go to your website, they'll be able to find out. Okay,
Yeah,
find
all
all
that
that
is there.
information. Okay,
Yeah.
and give the website one more time.
GenerationalOvercomers.com.
Okay.
That's awesome.
And I also see, Madison, that you have empowerment groups.
Yes.
Do It Girls and Gentlemen of Excellence.
Yes, ma'am.
I mean, where did you come from?
Who are you?
Right. I'm serious. She's like, I don't know. I'm just here. What is Do It Girls and Gentlemen of Excellence about?
Well, I saw my mom. She started a mentoring group. Well, 2 mentoring groups actually. Joshua. Well, it was 1 mentoring group, and so I wanted to continue it, but I changed the names.
Okay.
Okay.
So basically, I wanted to empower young girls and young boys to stay strong and never give up on their dreams or goals. And basically, we do lessons every week for them.
Okay. So is this a summer thing? Do you do it all during the year? What is this?
Well, we do it during the school year,
Okay.
like once a week every school year.
Okay.
That's awesome.
Look at you, Mom. You got to be proud. You got to be. You have to like be like, I'm doing something right here.
Oh yeah.
You see the fruit
The fruit.
that you have bore in your child. That's right. Isn't that right? Come on, Ink Pen Diva.
We're gonna go with it.
Yeah. Well, you see the fruit that your child is bearing
Right.
from your example.
Yeah.
Like that is,
And it's God, because in me, it's not. In myself, you heard my background.
Right,
I don't
right.
have it.
yeah.
So
But
That's
you're
beautiful.
changing it
Changing
because
it.
you're a generational
I'm putting the work
overcomer.
in
That's
there.
right.
Yeah.
You are what you wrote about.
That's
Yeah.
right.
Put the work in.
That is, I love it. I love
It's been
it.
so amazing.
This
Thank you
has been
guys so
amazing.
much. Thank you so much.
guys also.
Thank
Yeah.
you.
Thank you for coming on the show. Thank you for being a part of the show. We pray that you continue to do what you're doing and continue to inspire your peers, Madison, and you continue to do what you're doing, Mom. Be that great example that you're doing. We thank y'all for joining us and
Thank you,
stop the
guys.
silence. Man, that's great.
Thank you all so much for watching on
Yeah,
Facebook
thanks
Live.
on
We'll see you
Facebook.
next week.
Yeah, she is wise beyond her years. I
wise
definitely
beyond her
agree with that.
years, yeah.
But she's got a great role model in her living space. You know, not outside of the house, but inside of
In
the
the
house, which
house.
is
That's
something
right.
we all need to be doing.
And that matters.
Yeah.